Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I'm not going to lie to you, it's currently 3:30 on a Saturday and I post these videos on a Sunday and I need to stream tonight and I've run out of time, and normally I film this on, midway through the week, but things have been crazy and that's why we're making this video today. A lot of things have happened on Twitch this week and I'm sure that you are somewhat aware, if not, knowing what to do. So this week, copyright claims have been rife on Twitch. It seems that the music industry has finally caught up to Twitch. It was inevitable, and they've started to put claims in to clips that are many years old. Editing night here. I just wanted to add, I haven't actually personally had a strike on here. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't ever get one, and I have personally gone through and deleted every single clip that I've had over the past 5 years on Twitch. I saved them all first and then deleted them, so I do have them on my computer and I can use them for things in the future. I'm looking at uploading them onto different platforms, and in terms of my VODs, I went through and highlighted the best clips out of some that are copyright free and then deleted all of them because I'm not out here risking my career. Back to you in the studio. Sorry. I felt necessary. What this means for us is, as streamers, is that we need to get on it. Get on it. I'm going to try and keep this as concise as possible because copyright is an incredibly complex issue, and although I feel like I've done a lot of research into it, I've spoken at music industry events and spoken to the people who deal with copyright in some really high up music industry labels, I still don't know everything. I don't know everything, and honestly no one really does. But I'm going to try and make this as streamer friendly as possible, try and give you guys the tools that you need to do right now to implement right now so that you don't get sued, you don't get copyright strikes, etc. The days of risking playing copyrighted music on Twitch are gone. I'm afraid, whether you like it or not, that's just not a possibility nowadays. There is no license currently in place for streamers to be able to play copyrighted music and copyrighted alerts on stream. It doesn't exist, at least here in the UK. I'm going to be saying all this from a UK point of view, but I know that a lot of this works universally, so look into the laws where you are, but I'm speaking from a UK perspective on these things. PRS, which is the licensing here in the UK, you can get a license to play music in your hairdressing shop, in your pub, on your radio, if you're in the UK. But as far as Twitch goes, they do not currently cover that. Twitch and PRS are apparently in talks at the moment, but currently, if you have the PRS license, it doesn't cover you. Nothing does. There is no license in the UK that currently covers you, which means if anyone is playing music on Twitch and they are in the United Kingdom and it's copyrighted music, then they are doing so illegally. It's not good. It's not good at all. And perhaps maybe you've changed over. You're now using some copyright free music and you feel safe. But what about your alerts? Are they copyright free? Fair use, you may say, but unfortunately fair use is something that is a case-by-case basis which is dictated in courts. So unless you wish to get a copyright claim for your 5 seconds of ABBA playing for your alert and then take the music industry label to court, I wouldn't risk it. Don't do it. Fair use is something that is it is truly a case-by-case basis. There have been massive court cases that have happened as a result of people playing a couple of seconds of something somewhere on the internet, saying that it's fair use, and then having to fight it in court. I don't know about you, but I personally don't want to do that. And as well as that, you may think, well, that's okay. There's loads of copyright-free stations out there, such as Pretzel Rocks and Monster Cat and all of those. But did you know they also have licensing? Sometimes you can get around this because they will allow you to play it on stream if you are crediting every single artist, etc. But sometimes you may need to pay £5 a month, $5 a month, etc. to be able to use these. So many people I've seen fall into this trap recently, and they've gone, oh, it's fine, I'm just going to play, this copyright-free music. And then when you look into it, it's not actually royalty-free. Royalty-free and copyright-free are two separate things. And I know, if you're already getting confused by this entire conversation, I get it. I've spent the week with my fantastic team behind me trying to get this all to make sense, and it's an absolute minefield. And while this is all incredibly complex and we don't have the answers just yet, there are things that we can do to help mitigate these issues, and the work that I've been doing and my team have been doing to try and make sure that we have found some safe music. Hopefully you guys can take the work that we've done and it will make your lives a lot easier. Now, it does require a little bit of work to look into things and work out whether they are royalty free and you are free to use them on your stream. But it is well worth doing. You can do this by, searching in copyright free, royalty free music and then looking at the websites and seeing if you can use them in a commercial manner, seeing if you can not only listen to them to yourself for free, but also play them on Twitch. You can also email these companies, you can email labels, etc. I have a lovely friend who's been helping me out in emailing a lot of labels and a lot of companies and making sure that we are abiding by the rules. For example, Liquidity Sounds recently tweeted that they are happy for people to use their music. And thus I immediately went over to their year mixes, which are incredibly popular, and I was like, perfect, I can play all of these. Problem is, when you actually look into the songs, not all of them are wholly owned by Liquidity. Some of them have secondary labels, third-degree labels. They have a lot of other labels involved that aren't just Liquidity, meaning not all those songs are safe, because Liquidity can only speak for the ones that they wholly own. We contacted Liquidity and they gave us a playlist of songs that are absolutely a-okay to play on stream, but it's not the year mixes. So don't take everything as gospel when you read it on Twitter. Another thing I've seen on Twitter is compilations of people trying to put together playlists of music from artists that have said, yes, it's fine to play this on Twitch. And whilst yes, that's a great step in the right direction, if these artists have any labels involved, they need to get their say as well. You can't just play the artist and think, oh, that'll be absolutely fine, because the problem is, it's the labels and the copyright holders that are gonna be the ones who end up striking these videos down. And yes, you may be able to get out of trouble because you've got a screenshot of a tweet. You'd still have to get the strike and then try and fight the strike. Copyright is an absolute minefield, and even when you've put a lot of research into it, it's still really confusing. When you think you've sussed something out, you realise territories are a thing. It's all a lot of hoops to jump through and hurdles to jump over, and it's confusing. And hopefully at some point in the future, Twitch will be able to make some sort of agreement and there'll be licenses in place so that streamers can buy them, maybe Twitch can subsidize them, and we'll be able to listen to a good bit of Britney Spears followed by Sabaton. But at the moment, you need to take care of you, especially if you're a streamer that is, this is your career. You need to take this seriously, because it's all well and good someone sending you a playlist in your stream and they go, oh, it's copyright free, it's fine. But in reality, that's not necessarily the case. Even Monster Cat has some songs that are not licensable and you cannot play them on stream. So you have to be really careful and you have to do your research. It's stressful, I know it's stressful, but ultimately, do your research, triple check absolutely every song that you add to your playlist, because if you let one slip through, that could be catastrophic. And when it comes to Twitch, if you get a copyright strike that you can't fight, that is permanent. And if you end up with 3 of those, you are permanently banned, and I don't think there's any way you can come back from that, because although Twitch has a lot of bans that end up being reversed, copyright bans cannot be reversed as far as I understand. It's not worth that risk. So what can you do? As well as looking into all of these options for royalty-free music and emailing labels that you would like to work with and emailing artists and copyright holders, you can also help to support independent artists that don't have a label and give you 100% confirmation that it is okay for you to play it on their Twitch in an email. Tweets are all well and good, but if you're taking this seriously, get an email. Get an email that says, yes, I'm happy for you to use this on your Twitch channel. Otherwise, you may end up in a bit of a sticky situation. I've found some amazing artists and so many good songs that have been hidden away that, I've paid a couple of pounds and I'm allowed to use their songs on my stream. I'm allowed to cut them up. That is another thing to note. Some music that is royalty free and you're allowed to use on stream, you are not allowed to cut up and put into alerts, okay? So make sure that you read all the rules for that. This particular artist, they didn't have any issue. They didn't have anything stating that you couldn't You can use it for those things, you can edit, you can adapt the music. So I've made some brand new alerts for my stream that are completely copyright and royalty free, and they sound great. There's some good stuff out there, but it does require a little work. And if you're thinking, oh well, maybe it's time to move to Mixer, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. It's not the platform. Yes, Twitch could be doing more to help support their creators. They could be offering a better appeal system. They could be helping to protect. They could be potentially subsidizing licenses. They could do more. They could give better communication. And I think they're trying to. Fingers crossed that happens. Unfortunately, it's an issue with copyright. It's not an issue with the platform. I've had a lot of people come into stream and say, oh, I can't believe Twitch is doing this. Twitch has to do it. Twitch have never allowed copyrighted music on stream. It's in their TOS, which I will link down below. Go and have a read of that. It is imperative that you do. They have never allowed it. The liability has always been on you, the streamer. So yes, unfortunately, we've got to play by the rules. We've got to be sensible. We've got to cover our own backs, because the last thing you want is to be banned off the platform. I mean, maybe you'll take that risk, but I know some people are planning on still taking those risks, but I think we'll see in the coming few weeks, in the coming few months, that with all the added extra attention on Twitch now, because, you know, more celebrities coming over to Twitch, bringing bigger audiences, the platform blowing up and having so many more views, it means that copyright owners want to have a little slice of that action. So what's the takeaway? Yes, it's not fun. It's all rubbish, and I would love to just listen to Rammstein and Sabaton and just pretend everything's okay, but that's just not a possibility. There are options around it. I would personally recommend going and checking out bands that are happy for you to use their music and contacting them. There are people like Halocene who will let you use some of their songs, but be careful, don't use the covers. The covers are not okay. Liquidity, they have some playlists that are okay. We have Monster Cat, who have licensable songs that you can play on stream, and if you have Monster Cat Gold, then you don't need to credit them. There's lots of other options out there, but ultimately cover your own back, be safe, and don't take any risks. If you've got any questions, feel free to pop them down below. I know this is a super complex subject, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And if you have any ideas for future videos, pop them in the comments below as well. If you guys enjoyed this video or found something helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to try and put as many useful resources down below as possible, and I'll try and keep it updated. And if you want to come and ask any questions directly to me, I stream on Twitch 6 days a week, twitch.tv/Knightenator. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.